Hello all, it's our TED class. We have a nice company here, many new people, many new members. It's very good. And the topic of our class is stereotypes, and we will discuss the TED talk from, I don't know how to pronounce it well, Chimamanda Ngozi about the danger of single story. So it's pretty nice topic. We face stereotypes each day in our life, and we should know how to trade them, how to speak about it, and let's have a discussion about it. So anyone want to start? We can start directly from our questions, if you like.
That questions at
Vasant, are you still here?
Yeah, actually, I just want to ask a question to Teacher Lee. Teacher Lee, I don't know what does the stereotype means. Is that same thing to misconception?
Teacher Lee, you're muted.
Yeah, what we're talking about is stereotypes. A stereotype is a fixed image or preconceived image of a nationality. For example, people may hear Vietnamese, a Vietnam person, and they may think of a farmer with a pointed hat on his head. A poor farmer, so that's a stereotype. If someone thinks of an American, maybe some countries think we still have cowboy hats and guns. You know, yeah! You know, that may be an old cowboy stereotype. A Japanese stereotype, maybe Japanese usually have big front teeth and wear glasses and have a tourist flag in their hand. So a stereotype is some image you have of someone from advertising or news reports. Usually not accurate, but sometimes 50% accurate. Okay.
Yes, and thank you for the good questions, Vasant. It's always good to have a right definition of term what we're speaking about. It's very good. So, and I start directly from our questions. We have a lot of questions. Teacher Lee, as always, prepared the perfect whiteboard. Let me share the link in our chat again. So, my question for this class is, do we like stereotypes and why? I know it's very wide questions and it's not easy to answer, but in my opinion, the reason why we like stereotypes because it's the principle of economy, our, I don't know, brain or mind. We think that we know everything about person just because we know the country where is the person come from. We just trying to think in a simple way, to do a less work. Tell me, if I tell someone that I'm from Russia, he or she always ask me, did you drink vodka today or not yet, or something like that. So it's always funny, but it's work. Do you have your answer why we like stereotypes? Vasant, can you answer?
Maybe we are lazy to find something else about the countries.
Yeah, so
because
close
we
to my
always
point.
follow something. Yeah.
Yeah, so we
always tend to follow some other people.
Okay.
Sorry, carry on. Yeah, carry on.
Yes. Serge, please, can you answer to my questions? Do we like stereotypes or not, and why?
Yes. Yes, I like stereotypes because it's often a funny image about some people or some countries. For example, about you, Ivan, I can imagine that you like having a bath in very cold water in the snow during winter. Is it true in your case?
Yes. It's funny, but stereotypes sometimes they are true. It's a magic, but it works.
Yes, they can be true for a part of the population of a country, but not for most of people. What are your ideas about French people, and what are your stereotypes about France?
Hard to say. It's hard to say because in Russia we like very much French movies, and we think that culturally we are close to each other because we like movies, we like the stories from French movies and so on. But French for us it's something about about fashion, about everyone is trendy, everyone is good in fashion. Everyone is look for modern trend like that. So it's I don't know. Can we call it stereotype? But it's some good stereotypes, I think.
Yes, you're right. I had a look on the internet about the different stereotypes that people had towards French people. Most foreigners think that we eat frogs' legs, but actually, very few people have ever tried them. I tried once. It's nothing special. It's not really good. I just tried because I wanted to know. We also eat snails, but very rarely. But some people think that we eat snails every day. No, it's not true. We don't drink red wine all day long either.
I see.
I read also that we are rude, lazy, that women don't shave, that we don't speak English. It's right. All French people learn English at school, but most of them forget their English a little later. I can say that I'm a little more than 50 years old now. My English is not really good, but I think I can speak English a little better than most of French people of my age. So it must be true that people in France are not very good in English.
Mm-hmm.
Another stereotype is that French people like to complain.
Wow,
I'm
I
not
never
sure
never
about
heard that. I was thinking that it's a Russian way.
So it must be true in every country.
Yes, I think so. Vasants, what about you? Do you like complain? Do you think that complaining is an Indian feature?
Sorry, could you please explain that question again?
Okay, we just found that I'm and Serge both thinking that complaining is our national feature. Do you think that? And we just proving, checking if that true for Indian people. What do you think?
Yes, true, too.
Yeah, so it's work for you too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we don't count this feature because it's everyone like everyone likes to complain.
Yeah.
Okay, and Queen, can you answer to these questions? Do we like stereotypes and why? Do you understand us?
Yes. I don't understand all of things. You understand? Yeah.
Yes, I understand you.
Now I can talk about stereotype of Vietnam?
If you would like, please.
Stereotype. Stereotype Vietnam is áo dài. Do you know áo dài?
No.
This is clothes woman in Vietnam. Is beautiful. Do you understand?
Sorry.
Clothes. A kind of clothes of woman in Vietnam.
Teacher Lee.
Do you understand?
Translate.
Clothes.
He's saying that there's a Vietnam is
Clothes.
famous for a woman's. They have a special kind of woman's dress.
Yes, a type of woman's dress. A
It's like,
type of woman's dress. Áo dài. Áo dài.
and the shirt goes down to the knees. So it's
Yeah.
that's a stereotype for Vietnamese women.
Yes,
I see.
a type of woman's dress. Yes. It's beautiful and it makes a woman become gentle. Do you understand? Right. It makes women become gentle and women usually wear it in special occasion, special yes, a type of woman's dress pants with a top with length down to the knees, and they usually wear it in special occasions.
Okay, I understand. So, but why it's a stereotype? Do you think that everyone who heard about Vietnamese imagines this dress like that?
The rest,
We are talking about some national dress, like for Vietnamese women.
yes, national dress is áo dài. Yes.
But is it a stereotype? Because you know, stereotypes is usually common. Usually, many people know about that. But you see, nobody in this chat, except maybe Teacher Lee, don't know about this dress.
You speak different to listen.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's not a problem. I know we have a different English and we need some time to adapt to our to our language, especially to my pronunciation. It will take an hour at least. So please don't worry.
Can you write? What you say?
Can I write it?
I put a picture. I put a picture on the whiteboard that shows the Alyai dress.
Yes, áo dài dress.
So you can see what it looks like. I put a picture on the whiteboard. So she's saying that this type of dress for women is very well known throughout the world. So when people think of Vietnam, they think of the women wearing these kinds of dresses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry
Exactly.
for yes, sorry for my ignorant. I just first time when I when I see this dress. That's why I was it was hard for me to understand. Sorry.
Yeah.
And we already answered the second our question from Gerard. What are the stereotypes associated to your country? We cannot wait. We just we already did it. So to what extent are these stereotypes are true? It's second our questions from Gerard. What do you think? Is stereotypes are stereotypes usually true or not? I think that in big extent they are true, but it's only one part of the story, as we watched in the video. So it's not the problem with stereotypes. Not about false or true. They usually true, but it's not a story in general. So it's my point. Would you like to add something?
Yeah, actually, can I?
Yes.
Actually, it depends on the stereotype we have. For example, I hear about Spain. All I have heard about Spain is bullfight. Whenever the Spain in news, there must be a bullfight. So it is a true, it's a fact, but it is not the only thing. So they have a lot of other things. So it depends on the stereotype, I think.
Okay, and Vasans, thank you for mentioning Spain, because immediately after Gerard joined us.
Okay, welcome, Gerard.
I heard you,
You are
Vasan.
the right person.
Did you say something wrong?
Yeah.
And Gerard, we already answering to your questions, and it's number 2. To what extent are these stereotypes true? And let me share the link to Whiteboard again, because you probably can see it in the chat. And Teacher Lee, as always, make a perfect whiteboard with all the questions here. So would you like, Gerard, would you like to add something to the first questions? Do we like stereotypes, and why?
Let me see. What are the stereotypes? Which question? Which one? The yours.
Yes, first one.
Yes, I think we like stereotypes. So, you know, we can say some things about some country. Okay, you have it's like if we put a level. So this country is like this. You know, we have some ideas, and we can judge a little bit people from a country, a specific country.
So it's a way to first to fast examination, right? You know only country name and you already know something.
Something, but sometimes it's not true.
Yes, but to what extent are these stereotypes true? It's your question.
I think it's always something. Stereotypes are based in something that's true, because there must be something that's true, but the stereotypes are applied to everybody, and everybody are not the same. It's like in Brazil. Brazil are supposed to like soccer, football, you know, and samba, but I know many Brazilians that don't like that.
And you probably don't kill a bull at morning, right?
I don't like bulls, bullfighting.
Okay.
But I know you, Ivan, I know you follow a Russian stereotype.
Yes.
You are a good chess player.
I'm not so good, so it's not true. But I tried in my childhood, and I drink vodka, of course. Yes, all Russian stereotypes apply to me for some extent, and I think it's a good percentage for me. But you know, it's not a problem here. I like this, and I like to be part of these stereotypes. I like to, you know, swim in snow. Because it's fun, not because it's something special, but because it's fun. Okay. The next questions is interesting. Name the stereotypes you know of the countries of this class attendance. So let's Teacher Lee, please.
I found a picture on the internet. I put it on the whiteboard. it shows the world stereotypes for different countries. So if you find the world as we know, you'll see that it shows that Russia is famous for vodka. Spain, Gerard, you can help me out. Spain, what is that trying to show? Soccer, rugby, or what for
Soccer,
Spain?
soccer.
What about the
Yes.
two objects? Are those shields or are those soccer awards?
Those are the shields, the badges of the most important clubs, Madrid and Barcelona teams.
Okay. You'll see the U.S. is known for movies and basketball and hot dogs and I guess jet fighters. Canada apparently has a stereotype for giving away passports to people that want to move to Canada. As we just mentioned, Brazil has a stereotype for liking soccer. Argentina for coffee beans. Africa for natives, that are not modern. China and South Korea is known for Kia automobiles. And Japan is known for games and Honda cars. And Afghanistan and Pakistan are an AK-47 weapon for terrorism and shooting. Iran for nuclear. So these are just some of what someone thought people had stereotypes of different countries.
Yes, but it's an interesting point who made this card, because if it's made by Americans, it will be one card. If it's made by Russian, it will be totally different card. And I don't know, when I think about USA, for instance, I don't think about Apple or movie, but I think about McDonald's, for instance, or fast food in general, like that. So each of us has a different card of stereotypes. So let's, can we share something special, something what we like in this map?
Well, the Middle East is an easy one. The Middle East, it shows oil. So when we think of the Middle East, when we think of Saudi Arabia, we think of they wear the cloth around their head and the long neck, the clothes. They look like they're wearing a woman's gown. And we think of desert, and we think of oil and hot, and maybe camels. They show a camel in Egypt. So that's the stereotype I have of the Middle East. It's men wearing long gowns, funny headpieces, and camels and desert and oil.
Right. So let's go back to questions. I did this. Let me see. So once more, if you want to talk and we don't have you a chance to talk, just please write in the chat. Serge, Queen, Vasans, please, if you want to answer the questions, because I'm not going to ask everyone, but if you like to answer, please write it in the chat. So, Serge, your question is, what are the most powerful stereotypes of Africa you still remember from your childhood? It's very interesting. Why Africa? Why you ask us about Africa? Yes, Serge,
Okay.
please.
My mic is on? Yes. I don't know why, because when I was a child, maybe I read many comic books about Africa, and they stayed engraved in my mind, more powerful than other stories, maybe. Because in these books, I remember, for example, the pygmies were very small peoples who used to live in huts made of straw. They were really small people, like children, and sometimes they fight about giant, the Maasai people who were another tribe. And we could see also in these comic books giants animal, very wild animal, giraffe, elephants, and all the animal from Africa. I remember also the Bedouin who lived in the desert with the camels. They were very weird images for me. It was a world totally different from the place where I lived. So for me, Africa was a very exotic destination, a very exotic country, completely different from my world, and this is why it sticks in my mind.
Yes, I see. Thank you. Vasans, do you have something about Africa? Some stereotypes, something favorite or not?
Yeah, whenever I think about Africa, is full of desert comes to me in my mind, because I get to know about Africa by watching Discovery Channel only in my childhood. So
Hmm.
they shows a lot of desert and animals in Africa. So for a long time, I have been thinking that there was no people living there, only animals in Africa.
Hmm. I see. Gerard, please.
For me, Tarzan films were the most important influence about my knowledge about Africa. So a lot of animals, black people, and other films, The Mines of King Solomon, a film about this book. Also, then I think there were like tribal people that used to jam and sing songs, tribal songs. I don't know, people from Africa were a little bit, behind technologically and culturally.
Hmm.
Okay.
I see. So let's. I I cannot say that I have some special stereotypes about Africa. Sometimes before I think that all everyone in Africa is poor. It's I don't know why. I don't know where when I get it, but I was thinking that all the countries in the Africa are poor and people are poor. That's all. And also in my children movies, in my cartoons, they they always demonize Africa. They say it if uh, a little boy, if you go to Africa, you will be eaten by animals, like that. That's all what I know about Africa. That's all stereotypes what I have about it. Teacher Lee, would you like to add something?
Like you, Yvonne, my stereotype of Africa, I assume they're all still pretty much small villages, natives, poor, uneducated. I was surprised to learn that Nigeria has English as the national language and that she was well educated, so that was a real surprise for me. All I ever hear in the news is that armies are killing other people and trying to do genocide. I hear that a lot, so I don't have a good, probably a true image of the modern Africa today.
I understand. Thank you. Um, Queen, would you like to add something? Your mic is muted. Queen, your mic is muted. That's why we can't hear you.
Are you able to unmute her yourself, Yvonne?
No.
No, you don't have that power? Okay.
I can mute mute someone, but not unmute. It's funny, but it's Google. Okay, so let's go on. Vasant, you have a questions. Can you read it or for us?
I'm sorry, I'm using my mobile right now, so I can't access the whiteboard.
Okay.
That's
But
why I'm asking.
yes, you have a you post a long questions to us, and let me try to rephrase it. So you asked us what if someone give us the the estimate about the how to say it. let me read it. Apart from stories, have you ever seen your dead mom yelling at someone on TV and saying, "The guy, I don't like him. He like blah blah blah." Does this affect your viewpoint about that person? So it's a good question. What about you?
Yeah, like I said, children are more vulnerable to uh, following their parents. It happened to me because at that time my dad wanted to change the channel only. That was his motivation. But he, instead of saying I want to change the channel, he said I don't like that guy. Let's give me the remote. That's it. But those words just changed my opinion on that guy. That's the point.
So your opinion was changed by that, right?
Yeah. But recently I understood that was wrong because it's just my dad's opinion, not mine.
Okay. So in a too broad this thought, sometimes stereotypes can change our opinion about what people say. Am I understand your question right?
Oh yeah. For an instance, a movie changed a lot about India's exposure. Just like the movie Slumdog Millionaire changed a lot because Americans are thinking just like everybody in India lives in slums.
But it's a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah. But a single movie can change it. Just like that book changed my opinion on Russia.
Yes.
I think a movie can change the
Okay.
viewpoint.
Okay. Yes. I understand. So I understand this question in that way. Sometimes when people try, I don't know what, trying to, for instance, to teach me English, and if I know that this guy from, I don't know, from Afghanistan, I start to to be careful. I don't believe too much. I know it's not a clever solution because this guy may be well educated. His English may be much more better than I ever had, but again I'm the stereotype changed my opinion, and I don't know is it good thing or bad thing. I don't know exactly. What do you think? Anyone?
Yeah, me. Because I have a stereotype on USA. Because whenever somebody says, if you want to go to America, think about changing your name. Because if your name looks like an Arabian or Islamic name, they would go. They are going to check you out thoroughly in the airport. He said, just
Mm-hmm. Gerard, please.
I like to talk about for me, the most important stereotype about America is the American dream. So immigrants come to America and think that it's easy to thrive and get a lot of money, a nice house, and everything. I think that's the greatest stereotype of America.
We discussed this with teacher Leon last week, and I've said him that the belief in this dream ruined the USSR. It was very simple, so it was more powerful than Cold War. Serge, what do you think to follow these stereotypes? Is it good thing or bad? Serge, please.
Yes. The woman in the video says the stereotypes are not untrue, but they are incomplete. And people tend to remember mainly stereotypes. I think say you are not aware about something, you stick to stereotypes. But the more educated you are about a country or a region or a topic, the less stereotypes you have.
Okay, thank you. So we have not too much time, and we have some perfect list which teacher Lee prepared about new vocabulary from this video, and it's as always useful for all of us. And I think we can go to this section of our TED Talk. How we do that? Teacher Lee, would you like to read it or someone else?
Okay, I just do a little summary here. The basic story was that if you have a single story, if you only hear about a country from one source, you tend to get what they call the single story. That forms a stereotype, and usually it emphasizes differences instead of similarities. So it's a bad thing to have a single story. You need to get stories from different sources to get the true story or the true picture of a people. Vocabulary that was used in here, she used the word obligated, required or duty-bound. Impressionable means gullible or easy to impress. Someone said that children were very impressionable, so children can easily be tricked by a stereotype. Vulnerable means you have a weakness, you can be hurt, you can be injured. She mentioned her kinky hair. Black people have a special kind of hair called kinky hair, and it's like little tiny springs. It's real curly and spiral. She mentioned the word patronizing. When you patronize someone, you treat them like a child. When you fleece someone, you cheat them. We have an idiom that has fleecing. Fleecing is the hair on a sheep. Their white hair is called fleece or wool. So if you fleece someone or pull wool over their eyes, you cheat them or deceive them. Resilience refers to the ability to bounce back. Rubber is very resilient. You drop a rubber ball, it will bounce. It's resilient. A person's personality or spirit can be resilient. If you get depressed, but you're resilient, you can bounce back and have hope again. And then refurbish means to repair something and make it kind of new again. So that was just some of the vocabulary words that you should learn if you didn't know those previously.
Thank you very much. And I never heard many of these words, so I hope it will be useful for me. So, last comments, everyone, anyone who like.
My comment is, if you ever want to learn about any country, just ask any of its citizens to get a reference. Not
Yes,
unlike me, having a single book about Russia. So ask
yes.
someone. Yeah.
Yes, we have a story with Vasans because earlier before this week he shared a lot of strange stereotypes with me about Russia. He take it from some books. I don't know who writes these books, but it's not about Russia exactly. I don't know about what.
Yeah, the writer traveled to Russia just for 2 weeks. He spent 2 weeks in Russia and he wrote a book. It's a
Okay.
traveler.
Yes, it's not enough. It's definitely not enough. Gerard,
Yeah. Then
Yes. About the stereotypes, you know, the news, always bad news about some country weight more than the good things of a country. So usually, many times, the stereotypes are bad things that happens to a country, and always we know the worst of a country. And that doesn't mean that everything is the same. And that's the problem of a stereotype, when we only look at bad things and negative things.
yes, I agree. So news, it's always biased. I don't know how is it pronounced well, but they usually slanted. If some country is good to your country in this moment, they will show you only good things. If someone is in confront with you, they always will show you only bad things. So it's never the full story. It's true. Slanted view, yes. And Serge, would you like to have some comments, some last comments about this?
We also have stereotypes inside our own country. For example, here in France, people from other countries, other part of France, other region, think that we are very stubborn, or that we eat pancakes all day long. It's not true at all. Pancakes are just one of our specialties. In another way, I don't think that Gerard drink sangria all day long. Sangria is one famous drink in Spain. But do you like a sangria, Gerard?
Not really. Tourists like drinking sangria and paella, you know. Yes.
Yeah, so stereotypes are for tourists.
But
Yeah.
it's a very interesting point. Yes, before that we always talking about stereotypes and countries, but there is no strict policies that stereotypes is about countries. In Russia, we have a lot of stereotypes too inside Russia for other districts, for other people, for different nationalities and so on. So we we have a lot of stereotypes inside the country too. Good. So Quinn, would you like to add something? Quinn. And I see your mic is muted and camera doesn't work, so I don't know if you're trying. Okay,
Yes.
let's.
Yes, she's chatting with me in loops. I think she's signed out almost.
Okay, so I'm very glad to say that finally we have this TED talk, because we have a long vacation without that, and I ask everyone for to vote in our discussion category which time is the best for us now. So we have to choose some convenient time for most of us, and please suggest more topics for our future talks. And if anyone would like to be a chairman here, you are welcome. just write in our discussion group or to me directly, and we will figure out how to make it. And that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you all, and I love that we have a new members, and thank you Serge, thank you Queen who visit us. Thank you Vasans to visit us too.
Thank
Yes.
Thank you, Ivan, and everybody. Lee.
Teacher
Serge,
Lee, yes.
everyone.
Hassan,
Bye.
Queen.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.